If you thought Keeping Up with the Kardashians ended in 2021, it never did. They just rebranded to Keeping Up with Real Madrid because the news and the drama that's been coming out this week, this past year, last year, has been a disgrace. And within this week, we've had so many key events to talk about. One, the Mbappe petition. Two, Chouameni Valverde fighting. Three, Rudiger slapping men's. Four, Arbeloa and the Spanish players beefing. Five, who's the mole? And number six, is Jose Mourinho going to be our coach? Oh my God. There's so much things to unfold. And we'll get started with the most recent one that came out yesterday. I just waited to report on it. But Chouameni and Valverde, they had a disagreement in training. Everyone knows, two teammates, one goes for a hard tackle, you don't like it, you disagree to disagree. And from there, they just a simple fighting between teammates and called it a day. Then the next day, wow, this man Arbeloa thought it would be a good idea to put these guys on the same team, and they never handshook each other, they never apologized. But he's like, look, I'm gonna pair you guys together like they're siblings, like brother sister. You guys have to be with each other until you fix up. Well, these men didn't fix up. The only thing that's gonna be getting fixed up is that scar that Valverde is getting at the hospital because, reportedly, him and Valverde fought in the locker room after training, and he received a hit. He fell down, hit his head on the pavement or whatever, busted it up open, and then he ends up going to the hospital. And from there, it's just not good news whatsoever. We get more scans, report come out with blunt trauma to the head, concussed. The brother doesn't remember anything that just happened. He has to get stitches. And, it's recommended 10, 14 days. He can't play. So, El Clasico, he's already out. He's not playing. But then, same with Chumini as well. He's going to get consequences happening their way. Both of them are going to have consequences for the nonsense that they did. And so you're thinking to yourself, where is the captain at? Where is Captain Carvajal, the man that's supposed to be, rallying the troops, making sure everything is calm in the dressing room? Well, he's also beefing with Arbeloa too. There's a collection of Spanish players: Asensio, Ceballos, Carvajal. Maybe you can throw in Carreras in there that dislike the treatment and what's happening in the club with Arbeloa. And it all stems from, Carvajal feeling like he shouldn't lose his place to Trent. He wants to play at the World Cup. He's rewarding Ceballos. Ceballos is coming out saying he's rewarding the superstars instead of the actual players on the team. And that whatever the superstars do, it just slide it under the rug. But all this stuff has been boiling over for such a long time. And then yesterday also, Carreras posting a statement basically confirming that Rudiger slapped him a couple months back in February. And we know how Rudiger is like. He's very, physical guy, very jokey guy. He'll hit you on the back of the head, hit you anywhere. But there's sometimes where it gets serious. And it got serious in February. And there's a video of also him slapping up the trainer as well. I didn't know the trainer could hold smoke too. And in that same video, Mbappe's just looking over. He's like, rah, yeah. Just nothing said at all. It's just normal to abuse the trainer, beat up your teammates. But Rudiger has always been like that. And I don't think he's going to change at all. And his whole point of view of doing that was to let Carreras know and the young players know that there's a standard that needs to be upheld at Real Madrid. And it's not being held at all whatsoever. And regarding Kylian Mbappe, if you guys seen that petition that was made, I want to say 35 million signatures have been signed. Now, whether I signed it or not, no comment. But that petition was made by a fan of the club. I don't know if we can call him a fan because what he's doing is preposterous. And it all really stemmed over what happened at the weekend. Mbappe is out injured. And instead of being with the team or coming to the facility to, heal his injury, he goes on a date with his missus in either France or Italy, I believe. So this doesn't sit well with any of the Real Madrid players. And after After the performance that Vinny had and the team won at the weekend, we saw a collective group of people. People like to think Jude Bellingham was an angel. He's far from that. He was one of the many players that basically subtweeted at Mbappe, "Hey yo, I side with Vinny." Many players posted pictures of Vinny. Masantuano, he's only posted one picture of the club since he's been here. And the second one is Team Mbappe, is Team Vinny. Rudiger, past club captains, Cruz, Modric, also posting as well, commenting as well. So it just seems like the majority side with Vinny here. But whether I sign that petition or not, I don't believe it's going to do anything. You think Florentino is going to go on X and look at a petition? It's like, yeah, I'm going to listen to these guys. But all this happening in the club within the last 2 years, 3 years, you'd like to believe that us winning trophies, us winning the Champions League is just like it's covering up the crack. You're just placing a mat over the crack, but you never actually go in there, fill it up, and fix it. And this is what's happening. You've seen the moment where we go trophyless in 2 seasons straight, and things just start to boil over. The chemistry goes away. What happened to we are Family FC? This is far from Family FC. This is Villain FC. This is I hate you. Oh my goodness, the stuff that's happening. And then, who is the mole in the club? Who's the one releasing all this information to the press? Now, I have my theories. One is Carvajal. 2 is either Ceballos. 3, maybe Carreras. And then 4, Vinny's camp. Because we know with the contract situation that, his camp is always leaking it out. Vinny wants more pay. He wants more this. He wants more that. And then my theory for Carvajal is, club captain. He didn't like the treatment he's getting under Arbeloa, playing Trent over him. And, he's trying to become fit to go to the World Cup. So it could be him as well. But then I think it's Ceballos. Because from the off, Ceballos did not like Arbeloa, and Arbeloa did not like him either. And same thing, we're rewarding the superstars instead of actual players that come up and show the training every day. And Ceballos, well, look, we already know he's going out the window. He's going to be leaving the club. So what does he have to lose? He's not going to lose a starting position because he hasn't played in months. So it doesn't matter. Well, sorry. So I think the mole might be, the mole might be Ceballos. But then I forgot about Asensio. You can also put Asensio in there as well. He's also been having beef with Arbeloa and Carreras as well, but I don't believe it's Carreras. But then later on today, we actually saw an update from Valverde, talking about how things are blown into proportion. The Spanish media like to do this, that, no altercation ever happened on the pitch with Chouameni, and then, he just fell down. He's at the hospital. He's fine, but I don't know if I want to believe that. I'll believe the media is fabricating some stuff. I can believe that 100%. Because the Marca, the Spanish media, they're like TMZ. They're like the shade room. I hate them. But him actually getting a disagreement with Chouameni, I full well believe that. And then even the coaching situation. I don't know which coach comes in and fixes this, because this is beyond a coaching standpoint. This is beyond a structural standpoint. This goes up to the top, and it starts from Florentino himself. Florentino has been going senile. I think he's getting old. It's getting to his head, because he's just not as ruthless anymore and just letting these things slide. And before any manager even comes in to try to fix this situation, they need to figure out, is Mbappe going to stay or is Vinny going to go, or vice versa? Because we already know 2 years straight, these guys cannot coexist with each other whatsoever. And then the coach that Florentino wants to bring in is Jose Mourinho. That's like throwing oil at a fire. You just want to create more scenes, because the ego that Mourinho has, hey, they're going to feel it. And the players will also let them know their ego as well. It's just not a match made in heaven. It's a match made in hell if we appoint this guy, Jose Mourinho. And besides the ego standpoint, what has Jose Mourinho done in the last 10 years as a coach? Ever since he left Madrid in 2012, it's been downhill. or 2013. It's been downhill since. Yeah, he won a trophy at Man United. He said his best accomplishment was getting second place, going to Roma, ends up winning the Europa League, but spells at Spurs. Was it Galatasaray? No, Fenerbahce. It's just he hasn't been the elite coach that we know him for many years back, and bringing him here, it's like bringing fossils to a new age. I don't see Jose Mourinho working out whatsoever, and I don't think it's going to be good for the club. I I really don't think it's going to be good for the club. And shoot, I went out telling the people closest to me that if we appoint Mourinho, get ready for a third trophyless season and get ready for season 3 of keeping up with Real Madrid, because this travesty, if it does happen, we're not worthy nothing. But all in all this stuff happening and coming out in the media is honestly a disgrace. It is disgraceful what's been coming out the media from Real Madrid and what's been happening as a whole. But yeah, I don't know where we go from this. Massive things need to be changed from the top to the bottom, and I think we just have to prepare for the Barcelona game at the weekend. But yeah, guys, if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. It has been Mohammed Bin Sports, MBS. And until next time, take care.